I'm starting, aren't I?
Okay.
No, I'm doing the intro, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Cracking stuff.
Everybody knows you're never the only one. You're never the only one. Don't live inside your shame, 'cause everybody makes mistakes.
Hello, and welcome to You're Never the Only One. This week, I'm with Emma Nicolet, the bright to my beige, the kind to my catty. She's a talented radio host who must have done something really wrong because now she's stuck doing a podcast with me. Emma Nicolet, everybody.
Everybody, you, me.
Everybody. And Rashan, who's helping us out today.
Well, thank you very much, Kat, for that. And yes, I am here with the one and only Kat Sims. What should we say? Teacher turned author, turned journalist, turned content creator, and the Guinness World Record holder for the most amount of words fit into a minute.
Do you know, that's actually very fitting because a brand I worked with this week had to slow me down.
As in, like,
Digitally. Yeah, actually took time out to say, I have slowed you down here by 1.8.
how long did it take you to realise when they had those little T's and C's onto the ends of adverts that they've sped that up?
I know.
'Cause for ages I'd go, that's amazing. Right, so what's really great about this partnership, Kat, is that you do all the organising and I just literally rock up and go, what are we doing today? And so you've kind of structured how this pod's going to work. And at this point, if what you've sent me is correct, I think we talk about our to-do list. Is that right?
That's it, yeah. Good job.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So is that basically what we've been up to this week?
Yeah, it's what we've been up to this week. It's what we've got going on. It's the things that are occupying our brain at the moment because, you know, people who are listening to make themselves feel like they're not alone.
Right.
And so this doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's looking after our children right now.
Well, mine are at school. I didn't.
Yeah, mine are actually. But, you know, we had to get them there.
Yeah.
We had to get them dressed and
Yeah.
fed and all the rest of it. So, you
Yeah.
know, it's all about talking about those everyday minutiae that we've got in our heads that no other podcasts don't talk about. They talk
Okay.
about like big stuff, like, you know, cerebral, exciting stuff. We like to talk about the small minutiae that really fucks us up on a day-to-day basis.
Okay, what's been fucking you up this week?
Secondary school applications.
Oh.
That was a visceral, that kicked you in the gut, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think you've already got one in secondary school,
I
haven't
have,
you?
yeah.
So my eldest is in year 6 and she is obviously going, we have to do secondary school applications by the end of October. And I, for my whole time I've lived where I am, has been absolutely adamant that we are not going to send our kids to school where we are because in my words, it's a bit stabby.
Yeah, okay. I've been to where you live.
Somebody's
I
going to
know
be
what you
upset about
mean.
that. You know what I mean?
Do
She's
know
been
what
there.
you mean. I quite like it. It's edgy.
Also, they put you under this illusion that you have a choice in London as to which secondary school you're going to go to. We don't have a choice. Like, unless I pay for school, there's only one school that she's going to get into, catchment area-wise.
Right. Well, there's only one in your catchment area.
Well, they're so oversubscribed.
Right.
There's 2. The other one is really stabby. And we went to see it because I thought I'm going to go in. I need to get like a just
Stab fest.
Yes.
Okay.
Stabfest, but also Bo,
Right.
unsurprisingly, was like, I love this school.
Right.
I was like, yeah, you're not going there. This is literally research only.
Yeah.
So anyway, went to see the other one, which I had out of hand dismissed.
Right.
I had contempt prior to investigation with this school because it was next to a McDonald's.
Oh, right. Really?
That was it, the only reason.
That feels like a reason for me to
Okay, great.
to go.
Oh, not great. Jimmy was like, you're ridiculous. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, but they're just going to eat McDonald's every day after school. I don't want it.
Right.
Anyway, went to see the school. Fortunately, it's absolutely amazing.
Right.
It's got like, it's like a private school. It's got full-scale proper gym, like
Yeah.
rivals my David Lloyd gym membership.
Right.
It's got exquisite like hockey pitches, astroturfs. It's got a brand new building. So we have decided I've got to get the applications in. Every day I wake up going, I'm going to do the applications. And I know I'm going to get to October the 31st and probably forget. That's my panic at the moment,
Yeah.
that I'm going to forget to do it.
Yeah.
But in good news, we found somewhere for her to go to school. So hopefully we don't have to move house anymore.
Oh, that's a shame because I was trying to convince you to come and join me out in the countryside.
In the countryside.
Out in the countryside.
I love the countryside.
Oh, it's so nice.
We'll be there. It's just going to be another 5 years probably.
Oh, it's
Can
so
you wait
nice.
that long?
I'm not going anywhere.
You're going to die in that house, aren't you?
God, definitely.
Can I die in that house too? It's really nice.
It's really nice.
It
It's
is really
great.
nice.
I love it. I'm really happy, actually.
And you've got chickens.
Well, yes. So, yeah, I've also now got rats, but I'll come to that in a minute.
Oh yeah, the two sort of go hand in hand, don't they?
I've been in denial.
The other thing that I am currently trying to get on top of is organising my youngest's ADHD assessment. And I just want to say this, I'm not going to bang on about it, but I'm going to say that the actual process of trying to organise an ADHD assessment should be the assessment in itself. Because I cannot find the documents that they send me. I think I've answered them and then I haven't. I send them without attaching it. I miss an appointment. And to be honest, at that point, the therapist should go, do you know what? We're done. ADHD, it's ADHD.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even need to come.
But isn't that a diagnosis for you?
Well, yeah, but
Rather
like
than
it's
for her.
hereditary. And it honestly, I don't know when we're going to get through this.
Is it hereditary ADHD?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Did you not know that?
No, I didn't. I actually didn't know that.
Which one of you and Johnny?
Well, I think I might be in denial. All I can tell you is
I think
that
Johnny's quite ADHD.
I've been telling him that for ages.
Sorry, Johnny.
I just feel like, I feel like he could be, I think he could be way more efficient with medication. Definitely. Honestly, I tell you this. And I filled out the flu form. Have you had that recently? The flu.
Yeah.
3 times I've done it.
Oh, yeah.
3 times I've done it. And then he did it as well. I was like, I told you I did it. And I've done it 3. Well, that's the NHS fault. Why are they sending it through? Why don't they let you know that you've done it? I don't know. I think they just expect people to remember stuff like that.
Yeah. To take responsibility for what they've done and not done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been one of those. I can't do it. What's on your to-do list, Emma?
Oh, you've thrown this at me now. I mean, there's a few bits going.
I mean,
on.
you say I've thrown it at you. You did get the script before. I mean, we had a chat about it. It's fine.
I was on the train on the way
Yeah,
here.
it's true. Sorry.
Literally. And I didn't look at it. I told you when I got here, I didn't look at it. I was really busy scrolling Instagram, okay?
You noticed it came
I
in.
saw it.
And that was it.
It was a link. And I thought, I'll keep
It's
that.
one step too far. That's one step too fucking far. And I know I should have known. I should have just sent you the script straight into the WhatsApp.
I just want you to know it doesn't mean that I don't care about this.
Well, we'll talk about this afterwards. Anyway, what's going on?
What's going on? Oh, I'm trying to think what I can talk about and what I can't.
Oh, there's no boundary.
Oh, I don't know. I'm learning some lessons. I'm learning that my reach on Instagram is bigger than I realise it is.
Oh.
Particularly if I mention about something that's going on with Molly at her school and it gets back to, parents. So it turns out,
Have you upset somebody?
I've upset some people. I've upset, and I feel, and if you are listening to this, I'm really sorry. Which camera?
Would-
should I
are you
count?
gonna-
It's a heartfelt. I'm really sorry. I'm genuinely sorry, but also fuck off. I'm like, do you know what? It's like someone's being. Sorry.
Tell me all about it, Emma.
I said the tiger mum came out when I was on my Insta, but it wasn't actually. It's Mama Bear. Mama Bear comes out. And Mama Bear's such a beautiful phrase to describe a mother because it's like, I look quite cute and furry, but I swear to God, I'll rip your fucking throat out if you hurt my child.
Yeah.
And that's what was activated when she's secondary school, and you'll see this, like when for girls particularly, it's fucking hard because girls are so emotional and kind of calculated and just
Manipulative and bitchy and
exactly, all that shit, all the positive words.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and she is a young 12, she's a naive 12. I just feel like Molly is made to get on with adults, more, like older people.
Yeah, she's got an old soul.
She has got an old soul, and she's navigating friendships in a way that I feel is, and I hate the overuse of this word, as you know, is quite triggering for me as somebody who went to boarding school very young, so young that the people that I was sharing a year with were 3 years above me.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
So friendships were really hard for
It's
me.
weird. You did that. You went when you were too young.
Yeah.
And then
because my parents emigrated, they didn't want to take me out of the
yeah,
English
this is a
system.
really ADHD segue, so I'm sorry about that. We will come back. But I was watching Celebrity SAS.
Oh yeah.
And Rachel Johnson, Boris's sister.
Yeah.
Her dad sent her to the same all-boys school that her brother went to.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't taking her to a different school. So she went to an all-boys.
Oh my God.
Now that's trauma.
That is
I don't care how you feel about the Johnson family.
especially
that's
in
trauma.
especially in that kind of era. 'Cause I
The
remember-
entitlement, though, of Stanley
Oh.
to be like, no, I'm not doing 2 school runs. You can just have her. I mean, what? Anyway, continue.
So it's been. I think it is quite triggering for me. So anyway, I'd said something, and I don't want to go into it.
No,
because I'm
so
gonna
let's be
have the
brief.
same
Did you say
problem.
something about the school or about another parent, another
I
kid?
said that somebody had said something to her and
Got it, it upset
made
her.
me really angry, and I wanted to go and speak to the mum, and I
Got it.
just like that I would talk to you about or anyone
Yeah,
about
yeah,
once
yeah.
and I forget sometimes because of how open I am on my Instagram, and now I'm a storier, I'm not really a poster.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not, it's I just kind of everything I think is quite
It all
relative.
came out of you.
Yeah, it all came out. And anyway, it turns out that people in her year follow me, which in itself for me is weird because
They're
she
12.
Yeah, exactly. And so my thoughts on the whole kids and social media thing. So that, and then I got back to parents, and I got a message from a parent saying that some parents were very upset with me. Now, I'm not, to be honest with you, I went through, the first part of me went, oh my God, I've upset people, and now I'm not going to have any friends. And
Totally.
it would set me off. And then, as I just said, I thought, fuck it. Do you know what I mean? Actually, find me one parent that behind the scenes isn't saying the same thing.
But also in front of the scenes. Like, it's not like you named anybody.
Right.
It's not like you gave any identifying information out about them.
Right. Yeah, I don't.
You'd almost be like, why would you even bring attention to it? Like, just shut up.
Yeah. But now I feel like a bit of a kind of social pariah. So,
I mean, were they really good friends?
well, it was a mum that I really liked.
Oh,
Yeah, and so
no,
now
that
I
is
feel
sad.
like, yeah, it's sad. And you don't really socialise
I think
as
you
much
should
with
call
the
her
parents.
now while we're on air and say sorry.
I know. Do you know what? Actually,
Go on.
and I was really hungover when I got the message, so I already had the beer fear from what I'd done the night
Do
before,
not miss
anyway.
that.
And I was like, okay, right. I was feeling a bit edgy, but actually, it kind of took the edge off my anger because I was feeling so
Yeah,
vulnerable and
there's only
sensitive.
so many extreme emotions you could feel.
Exactly
at the same time.
that. And
Yeah.
I was there, sat in my mother. And the worst thing is, it came through when I was in front of my mother-in-law and Johnny, and I was like, I can't even tell them this because my mother-in-law is already like, oh, I don't get this social media business, and why do you want to have your life out there for everyone to see? She's a very private person. Do you know what I mean? Apart from when the camera's on her, and then she turns it on.
Oh, no, I've seen.
fucking, like,
Yeah, yeah,
Joanna
she loves
Lumley.
it.
And I'm like, okay,
Like Joanna
I know, but she is so Joanna
She
Lumley.
is.
But yeah, so I was like, oh God, she is like so protective of the grandchildren. So if I went, this has come out, it's got back, she would lose her shit.
Grandmama Bear.
Oh God, yeah. So I was like, I went, I just need to go in the other room. And I went, this is on me, this is on me. So I just sent a message back going, do you know what? This is not great. This is not great. And I feel really bad. And I think emotion clouded my judgment. And I'm just going to have to deal with the consequences.
Right.
But in her defense, blah, 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 because also what was being told to me was not what happened, what she'd heard.
Oh, unsurprising.
So I was like, okay, right. So, but I'll take it, don't talk about stuff like that on your social media. And I said, I actually forget how many people are watching or could be watching. and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
listening. So fair enough. And it's a lesson learned, Kat, because Molly, she is at that age now where there are going to be her friends watching. And so I have to think about how she wants to be portrayed.
No, exactly.
not-
Oh, well, and also,
And that's not necessarily how she is at home with me.
no, and it's also
know?
the sins of the mother, right? Like, whatever you do online,
Yeah.
whether it's related to her or not, if
Yeah.
they're watching it, could backfire on her. So it does become a bit of a minefield. I don't think it matters at primary school. I don't, because they're not on social media.
Yeah.
Occasionally kids will say, oh, I saw a video.
Yeah.
Like, but generally they're sort of at the age where they're still quite impressed by it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they sort of, there's a bit of like, oh yeah, you're on Instagram and you've got loads of followers and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
That goes, I think, as soon as you get to secondary school.
Yeah.
Then we're just sad old 40-year-olds who are like making stupid videos in their kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm worried about how that's going
Yeah.
to land on Billy at secondary school.
That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden now I'm overthinking stuff.
yeah. And then your
Because I'm
content
not thinking
shit.
about me
Yeah.
anymore. And
Get
actually,
it.
that's being a parent, isn't it?
It is.
Thanks for this therapy session because that
Anytime.
helped.
Did you notice how quiet I was? I listened really well, didn't I?
So when you're talking over me, does that mean I'm talking shit and you're bored?
No. No.
What does
That's my natural state.
Okay, fine.
That's an ADHD thing. That's my natural state. I'm just so excited
Yeah.
to say that I understand what you're saying because I feel this too and this happened to me.
Yes,
That's
but you're
what
not
that
there. You're not there yet, so it's quite interesting for you to hear it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And also, I'm trying really hard not to talk over you in this podcast.
Oh, well done. You're doing a great job.
On to our next bit. Now, this podcast is called You're Never the Only One.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the segment of the podcast that makes that make sense.
Okay.
So each week, we're going to bring a topic each
Yeah.
to the table,
We are.
which we think will be relatable, which we think will discuss things that people sort of know that happen and all the rest of it, but we don't really talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this week I'm here to discuss laziness, and I want everybody to feel that they are never the only one who got confused between laziness and rest.
I saw you touch on this on your Insta.
Touched on it on Insta.
Okay.
Went viral.
Did it?
Well, in stories.
Okay.
Yeah. People were like, honestly, had made the same mistake that I've been making for my entire life. Listen, I have never met a stick I don't love to beat myself with.
Right.
I'm super hard on myself. And so I have this narrative going on in my brain all the time that's like, you're really lazy. Now, when I say that to people are literally like, but you never stop. And they're not wrong. I just don't think that my busyness and my moving around is always productive. And then I sort of wear myself out like a puppy, and then I need a nap.
Yeah.
And then I nap, and I'm like, I haven't done anything. Like, I've started a million things, I haven't done anything. I know that's a lot to do with how my brain works, but also I translate that as you're lazy. I translate every cup of tea I sit down and have, rather than like drink on the go while I'm doing the laundry, as lazy. Like, if I sit down for lunch and watch TV, I'm like, can't do this for too long. If I go to bed early rather than stay up and do like the laundry, I'm like, oh, you're lazy. Like, I do think of it as laziness. It occurred to me that this wasn't productive. You know, like that negative self-talk.
Yeah.
So I had a real think about it, and I came up with this theory that I have confused my entire life rest with laziness. So the things that I think are lazy, like having a cup of tea and sitting down and eating my lunch, not running around, are in fact very legitimate forms of rest and should not be made to feel lazy. But then I was like, but what about the things I do that are really lazy? Like audaciously, indulgently lazy. Like the time, like when I called Jimmy the other day, I called Jimmy from my bed the other day, and I was like, can you bring me a hot water bottle? He was like, you can get it yourself. I was like, I'm not getting it myself. Can you please get it for me? He brought me up a hot water bottle. I put this out.
Do you think that's lazy?
I think it's quite lazy, yeah. I feel like that's
I
not...
don't think that's
Do you think that's working smarter rather than harder?
It's like an act of service. It's like something that actually shows, that's asking the person that loves you just to do something to help you.
Okay, well, let me put this to you then.
I think Johnny would rather do that than me say, can you take the washing out and put it in the tumble dryer? Or like, I think he would rather do something like that.
I'll ask him to do that.
Because it's kind of showing love. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Care.
What about this, though? This is one of my favourite. This is from Katie. I did put this question out to the Instagram Hive Mind.
Yeah. Hive Mind, I love that.
And I wanted to find out what their truly laziest moments were. Katie says, I miscalled my husband repeatedly until he came to our bedroom to turn out the big light.
Now that is lazy. That is lazy. That is really lazy, because the amount of frustration of like the time it would take and the emotional frustration of
But
like
here's the
someone
thing.
not answering, I'd be like,
Here's the thing. It wasn't even across the room. She was like,
No.
I couldn't even be bothered to lift my arm.
That is so bad. Sorry, that is awful. Isn't that awful?
But so I'm going to read out a few more to you, and then I'm going to say why we cannot be guilty about these, because
Okay.
I see these acts of, and the only word I can use, and I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, is that audaciously lazy. Like, you really are being lazy. And you could beat yourself up about them, or you could see them as like little fuck yous to the world.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to stand up again.
Yeah.
Like, I've stood up 500 times today for
Yeah.
every other fucker.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit down. I'm going to be really, really lazy. And I'm gifting that to myself. So that's how I see it. But these are some of the ones that we put in.
Can I just say on that note?
Yeah.
That's how I feel like when when you see these irritating, I find them irritating, videos of like men kind of mansplaining how to pack the dishwasher. And it's like, look how my wife packs the dishwasher. This is how she loads the dishwasher. It's so shit. And I'm like, do you know what it is? It's probably because it's about the like 70,000th time that she's actually loaded it that week. And by this point, she doesn't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
She's just like, just get it in.
Shove
and
it
do you know
in.
what? If it's still dirty, if there's bits on that food,
We're
still
washing
on
it
the
all
plate,
again.
mate, I'll just put it on again.
Yeah. We're not taking the clean stuff out.
No.
We're not doing that. We're going to wash it all again.
Fuck that.
Okay, so here are some others. Kirsty says, I put clean stuff, talking of dishwashers,
Yeah.
I put clean stuff back in the dishwasher when I can't be asked to make space to put it away.
That's... I was thinking that it was gonna be like to leave it in, like leave the dirty stuff in a
No.
but actually just
No. The whole thing. She's in fact, she says, I put clean stuff back in the dishwasher. She actually takes it
she
out
actually
and then puts it back in. That's brilliant. Paula says, this is one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Just the level of fuck you to this
yeah.
is so, I mean, I used to bin the spoon along with the yogurt because I couldn't be asked washing it.
That is so bad.
But also, it's not going to take you long to run out of spoons, is it?
I'm not judging you, but like
You are
I
a
mean,
bit.
do you know
No,
why
I love her.
Can I tell you why I'm judging? Because Johnny's got he's got this cutlery obsession. So he's like, if we go
You
somewhere,
say it as if I know that.
okay,
Like,
I've spoken about
no.
it numerous times. I know you don't. I know you follow me, but don't follow me. Okay, but follow me because
Ooh.
like you would know it then.
tell me about the cutlery.
Literally, we go into like a restaurant and he starts does the weighty test.
Oh, I do.
Does the
remember you saying
balance
this.
like, and I'm with him. I've become really like aware of if the end stabby bit, if the end of the fork is short and sharp and it stabs into my anyway the cutlery thing. So
The
the
cold winter nights must fly by in your house.
mate, the cutlery in our house is quite expensive.
I can imagine.
So if that went in the bin, I wouldn't hear the end of it. My
No,
God.
True. Well,
So I suppose I am judging you.
all right. Loza says, now, I'm interested to hear what you think about this.
Okay.
I text my older kids when we're in the same house instead of going up to ask them something. I actually think that's a great example of working smarter and not harder.
Okay. So unless you've got older kids, you won't get how clever that is because actually that, and also they don't answer phones now. So you texting is the way to
Well,
do
and
it.
they don't. They're like,
Don't even call. They only text.
and they don't listen to you when you shout at
course
them.
not.
So they need it. They need it in digital form.
Exactly. That's clever.
I
That's
agree.
clever.
I
Well
agree.
done.
I wasn't
Life
prepared.
hack. Well done.
I wasn't prepared to throw that into the lazy bin.
Mm.
Again, this one.
Yeah.
Rachel says ordering a takeaway when you've got a fridge full of food. Like you've done the big shop.
Yeah.
You've been to the supermarket.
Yeah.
You've walked around the supermarket. You've put all the stuff in.
No, I
You've paid
get
for
it.
it all. You've packed all the bags. You've put them in the car. You've taken them out of the car. You've
Listen.
put them in the house.
No.
You've
because the
filled all
person
the.
that
Put it all
shopped-
away.
The person that went into the supermarket is never the same person that opens the fridge back home. Like
No.
when I go to the supermarket, put all the greens in, like
Yeah,
whether
yeah,
that.
yeah,
oh
yeah.
look, here's another herb for me to kill.
Yeah.
Like when I get home, I've packed it all away, which is about as enjoyable as putting the washing away. It'll sit on the side.
rather
for as
eat my
long as
own
possible.
kidney.
Yeah. Do you put the stuff that like basically could like go off and kill
Listen.
you away first, and everything else just stays on the side?
I'm extremes. So I only ever do a shop when we have literally nothing.
Yeah.
Apart from like that grey shriveled up spring onion. That one. You know the one.
Why do I buy spring onions every week and never
And a
use
little
them?
bit of yellow broccoli.
Yeah. Floppy.
And so
broccoli.
then I just go through.
Yeah.
I've done a massive shop. I'll go spend like hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
And then I'll come back and I'll just put everything in the fridge, in the bin,
Yeah.
because that's old and knackered.
Yeah.
And then I'll tip everything out into clear plastic containers. I'll label it. I'll do that. That's
Oh.
my only option. There's no grey area for me.
Wow.
So when I do that, I'm like, this is literally, I feel like I've just completed a PhD. Like I'm exhausted.
yeah.
I am exhausted. Also, I don't want anybody to go in there and mess up the fridge.
Yeah.
So we are ordering a takeaway.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
You've got to have a takeaway on Big Shop Supermarket Day.
God, that's amazing.
Well, but imagine, right, you've
See, I
taken
feel
the
really
food.
guilty about
No,
that.
you've taken the food off the shelf
Yeah.
and you've put it in the trolley.
Yeah.
You've moved the same food
Yeah.
from the trolley to the checkout thing.
Yeah.
You've then moved exactly the same food it's been scanned into a bag.
Yeah.
You've then moved the food again from the trolley to your car.
Your car.
Then you've moved it from your car to your house,
Yeah.
and then you've moved it from the bags into its various receptacles/storage areas.
Yeah.
By the time I have moved that food 700 fucking times,
Yeah.
I'm not opening another fucking cupboard and moving it again. I'm not putting it in and then taking it out and going, I'm done. I am done moving the fucking food.
Yeah.
I'm having a takeaway.
Cool.
Anyway, so that's...
Do you wash your fruit and everything before you put
No.
it in those containers?
Do you know me at all?
Well,
I didn't even wash my food
I
during
thought
COVID.
I did until you told me that you moved your food into like other receptacles.
Yeah, but let me tell you why. It's like there's an extreme. I either don't do anything or I make it look like Mrs. Hinch's fridge.
You see, I want to be that person, but the problem is that if I wash it, then it's got to stand on the side and dry.
I don't
before
wash
it
my
puts.
food. I don't wash my food. Listen, nobody's got time to wash their fucking berries. I want to wash my berries. I once turned around and saw my kid sucking on the buggy wheel. And at that point, I realised that I was not a berry washing person.
Also, where
Not
you
very
live, there's
washing
so
person.
much dog shit on the street as well. That
Totally.
buggy wheel, that was no.
Got the immune system of an ox. Fucking ox, that kid never gets sick. Right, so that's laziness for you. That's what I think.
I've got a voice. I've got a voice note.
You've got a voice note.
I have. I've got a voice note because
What kind of witchery is? Oh yes.
Because I put it out there.
Right, listen.
Talking about lazy. Because one thing I did do a little bit of prep for was knowing that we were going to be talking about the lazy thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the voice note?
Yeah, I do. And then we'll tell everybody how they can send in voice notes for next week.
It's a great idea. You're very clever. You told me you set up a little WhatsApp for it, a special number.
Did you get sent
everything.
one?
Yeah. And I saw, and I went to what we're going to put as the picture for it, and you put a picture on.
I did the
there as
picture
well.
already.
Very organised. Right, let me play it out. You ready? Can I play it out on here?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. I don't know if I've got any. I've got no service. Oh, it's coming out. It's coming out. It's coming out.
Okay, here we go. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Have you listened to it?
No.
Oh, it's brave.
For fuck's sake, I'm in a taxi now. For some reason, I put in outset studio.
Oh, it's you. It's you telling me you're lost.
What?
It's you on the way here.
No, I understand. I heard my own voice. But that didn't come through on the business WhatsApp.
I know. Hold on. I've got it. Hold on. I've got it here. So sorry, I'm a bit confused. Are we ready?
Hi, Kat and Emma. So the laziest thing I've ever done is, so in the summer we were lighting the fire. So I took all the washing in, and then went back outside and realised that I had left some pants and socks on the line. And rather than do the right thing by collecting them off the line and taking them in, I just chucked them in the fire. Can't be bothered. Obviously they weren't mine, so even better. But yeah, so in the fire they went. Yeah, that's lazy, huh?
Oh my God, I loved it. I thought she was going to go with, so I just left them there and then my crotch smelled of smoke for like a week. But no, she went further. She threw them in the fire.
That's like the spoon in the bin, isn't it?
It is, but it's
Essentially.
also like, and I have to say I'm guilty of this. I don't know whether it's overwhelm. I'm going to blame ADHD because I'm going to blame ADHD on everything. I'm that wanker. But I have been known when I'm doing like a cleanup, I have been known that there are, you get like a little pile of bits that you like have to put them away in a million different places.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just throw those in the bin.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
No, come on. Hold on. What little bits are we talking about?
Okay,
Because that's
so-
pants and socks, surely.
Definitely odd socks that have been knocking around for ages.
Do you have an odd sock basket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a sock basket. So when it comes out the washing machine,
Yeah.
I put all the socks in one basket and then I go through them and add them up. And then occasionally you get to know the ones that just aren't ever going to get picked up.
Yeah.
Like
They
they're
live
always
in
going to be
hope.
on their yeah.
Yeah.
And they go in the bin eventually.
Yeah.
I give them a few weeks. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
A few
"It's gone."
weeks. Gosh, I've had stuff in there for a couple of years.
Oh no, I'm ruthless.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are things if I'm doing a big cleanup and I've collected like a kid's necklace that's been, cheap one that's knocking around, and then, I don't know.
You're a Lego Hoover, aren't you?
I'm a Lego Hoover.
Oh my God, the guilt I feel because I always think to myself, it'll never happen, but I think to myself, well, when I put all those pieces back together for that, Beauty and the Beast castle to then give to charity in a big Ziploc bag, never going to happen. But it, in my head,
Sure.
it's going to happen, and then I'll make myself feel bad for not doing it. One piece of Lego goes up
That seems like an awful lot of
open the whole
mental
Hoover.
gymnastics to do
I told you
when you could just vacuum it up.
There you go. That's as Johnny said. I'm born to be an underachiever.
I mean, that's savage. That might be the most savage insult I've ever heard anybody say. You're
Yeah.
born to be an underachiever.
No, first of all, he starts with "You're born to be poor." And it basically just say, I do a lot of shit
Equally
for free.
savage.
I do a lot of shit for free just because I want to make people happy. And he went, well, that's why you're born to be poor and an underachiever. And I responded, maybe I'm just born to be with someone richer than you. But
Nice.
he found that really funny. And then I found him funny laughing at it.
And then you had sex and it was all great.
Pretty
Great.
much what happened.
Okay, good.
Right, Kat, we did actually take this topic out to the streets, didn't we? And you asked people what is the laziest thing they've ever done.
We did. Here's how it went.
I'm Ben.
Do you have any exceptionally lazy habits or moments that you're willing to share?
I've always thought that, when the lights are on, it's that classic, like if you had a little Nerf gun or something that you
Yes.
could aim
Throw
and,
a shoe.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon I've thrown a shoe at a light before.
Love it.
So that's probably up there.
So we've been doing a chat about laziness and how people sometimes mistake laziness for rest or rest for laziness. But we did have some people send in some very, very lazy moments, and we'd love to get your reaction to them.
Okay.
So one woman said that she was in bed and she missed called her husband until he came upstairs to turn the big light out.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the laziness there, but I think that's practicality. If hubby's up, then it just makes more sense for him to turn it off.
So you're saying that's more, you're working
I
smarter,
think
not
that's
harder.
clever. Yeah, I think that's clever.
I like. Okay, what about this? She ordered one block of cheese from Deliveroo from the co-op at the end of the street, and it cost her £7.
Yeah, no, she could have gone and picked that up. I think that's fair to say.
That's
lazy.
where you draw the line.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
That's not just convenient, but it's actually expensive as well, right?
I know, right?
I have two names.
Oh,
They're like Diamond, or you can have Shirella.
talk to me about Diamond.
Okay.
That sounds like a stage name.
So just like my childhood as growing up, I wasn't very helpful, willing.
Oh.
And so it was like, you're a diamond, you're a diamond.
I love that that's the reason, because I'm going to be honest, in my head, I was like, her name's Diamond, and that's her stripper name. And actually what you said is much more wholesome, and I'm starting to question myself and my thought processes. I think that we have, as women and mums, often been guilty of confusing laziness with rest. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I could sit down and have a cup of tea and I'm thinking, no, I should be doing something else right now. And then actually, no, I need a rest.
Yeah.
I need a break. I've been non-stop working, being a mom. I'm thinking, when do I even get a break? I don't even get a lunch break. So that being said, a 5-minute cup of tea is my rest. But then I'm like, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, no, I'm allowed to take a break. 5 minutes to refill my cup.
Agreed. All right. What's your name?
Amma Patel.
Amma Patel. Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
We've been discussing laziness, and I wanted to run a few of the most audaciously lazy examples that we've had. Love to get your reaction. So the first one is the woman. She was in bed,
Yeah.
and she missed called her husband downstairs
Yes.
until he came up to turn off the big light.
Well within her rights to do that.
Oh, I love that. This is brilliant. We're not okay. Next one. Another woman ordered a block of cheese off
Yep.
Deliveroo
Yep.
from the co-op at the corner of her street,
Yep.
and it cost her £7.
Like half of me is like, I respect that. Like do what you need to do. Other half is that's £7 quite hefty. Just to get
It's
some
a hefty
cheese
charge for a
delivered.
block of
Yeah.
cheese.
But cheese, sometimes you have to break the bank for cheese, so
Agreed.
I understand that.
You don't want
Yeah.
cheap cheese. One woman, when she finished her yogurt, threw the spoon away as well because she couldn't be bothered to clean it up.
Okay, no, that's pretty lazy.
That's the line.
I don't like wastage, so
No,
that's not
that's the
good.
line.
That's not
Okay.
good for the environment.
Sometimes I think we beat ourselves up about like sitting down and have like not doing anything during our lunchtime.
Yeah.
Like we go, oh, I should be doing the laundry. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Do you think sometimes we're guilty of like going, actually, I just need to rest. This is rest. This is not laziness.
Oh no, absolutely. Everyone's guilty of that.
Yeah.
Like you always feel like you need to be doing something all the time. But I'm like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes if I'm sat, I'm like, I shouldn't just be sitting. I should be doing something. But that's just something like that's instilled in you when you grow up from like either your parents or how you've been taught. Because maybe they were never given that like privilege to do that. Whereas I think today, well, people in this country or our society have the privilege to be able to do that. So
Yeah.
why not? Great. Thank
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. That was
Yeah.
great. If you have anything to say about what we've said so far, or if you've got anything new, if you want us to talk about anything in particular, then you can email us at you'renevertheonlyone@gmail.com, which is YOURE. What is it? YOURE. Never the only one, because it's you are. There we go. But what we really want, what really gets our knickers fizzy, is if you send us voice notes.
So disgusting. Fizzy knickers.
Fizzy knickers.
It's so
Listen.
rank. It reminds me of when you have that thrush, like.
Can I finish it? We can talk
Sorry,
about fizzy
yeah.
knickers in a minute. Right. We really like the voice notes.
Yeah.
Please send us voice notes on 07457 402 704.
Say it again.
07457 402 704. I should put like on Strictly a little ticker tape along the bottom.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Right, over to you, Emma.
Oh, God. I'm really underprepared for this. Okay, so you're never the only one who feels like they've sold out.
Well, we're both influencers, so
Well, that's kind of where this has started. So I asked a question the other day on the gram that I've been speaking to a lot of my friends about recently, which was, I don't know, or do you think, because that's what I was talking to my friends about, do you think it's possible to stay authentic and make money? And I suppose that was my question as to whether that's something I could do.
I think that applies
on
to
Instagram.
everybody
But
in every
actually,
job.
yeah, like I don't want to do ads for things that like I wouldn't genuinely spend my money on. But equally, in your words, my kids need shoes, you know, and I need some self-worth, and I need to prove that I'm not born to be poor.
Well, you need to contribute to the family economy.
That's it. And I'm just like, but it's tough because to get to that point, you need to be able to pick and choose those kind of ads. You've got to be quite a big account. So you're kind of in this vicious cycle of, you know, having to take stuff to grow, to play the game, to like, and I don't want to play the game, Kat. I don't want to play the game. It doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel good. So I've been at a real turning point last week, where I was like,
Over it
it's
this
just
week.
all over it. I'm all over. It's been
It was
going
only
on for
last
a long
week,
time.
now I'm done.
I'm done. it's been in my head for a long time where I'm like, okay, so here's my two options. All right. So I'm thinking I either find a product that I genuinely believe in. And so this wonderful community that I've built on Instagram that I feel very honored to have the trust of, that I can say, hey guys, look at this amazing thing. I think it's great. Would you like to buy it? And that would be my business. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And at the same time, the other option is I could go over onto Le TikTok and
The TikTok.
Le TikTok, and I could maybe just like start bash out a load of videos doing
Thinkies.
stuff I love, just like
Yeah.
with all these links. I know a influencer that we know very well.
I knew exactly who you were going to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's from the TikTok shop.
Oh,
TikTok
well, I
shop.
have to
So
say,
this is what I'm saying. You know how many tutorials I do on my stories, my makeup, and the
Yeah, you can
stuff
smash
I
that.
use. That's what I'm thinking, and it also means that you don't have to. The difference with TikTok to Instagram is there's no DM, and there's no. And what's happened is if you're very accessible and vulnerable, like I am, I don't do comedy reels. I don't. Everything's family life, so it's quite. It's very vulnerable.
It's very close.
And so. Yeah, I have these relationships with my followers, which can, where I'll do a post and people will DM me about how much they like the post. Now that does nothing for my engagement, as
No,
you know.
shit.
It does nothing. So therefore, I don't go any further out. I don't get any bigger, and therefore I can't then get to myself to the place where I've got enough followers to start picking
And choosing your gigs.
and choosing my gigs.
Here's what I think. It goes back to that idea my kids need shoes. My husband's a musician. And in an ideal world, his session, so he basically plays for who pays him.
Yep.
In an ideal world, he'd love nothing more than to, like, I don't know, play in some great prog rock. I mean, for me, that's an oxymoron. Great prog rock. Sorry to all the prog rock fans out there. I cannot bear. It sounds like 5 people playing 5 different songs, 5 different rooms for 45 fucking minutes. Anyway, he would love that. That's what he would think is like music. But, sometimes he has to do the odd weddings gig.
Right.
Sometimes he has to do a covers gig down at, he doesn't do that so much anymore, but like nobody, I think influencers sometimes held to this ridiculously high standard.
It's only because people's views are so polarized these days.
Right, but it should be implicit that our content that is our content, that is organic and made by us, is as authentic as it fucking comes. 90% of the gigs I do paid-wise, I love the brand, I love all the stuff, I would do it for free. I wouldn't really, obviously. But, it's that. I love them that much. 10%, maybe that's a bit high. 5%, there are brands I work with where I'm like, I don't love this brand. But it's more like, you don't love it before you get into it because there's no real relationship built up between brands and influencers anymore. Like, they literally just send you stuff. And sometimes, I go back to my primitive power triangle. I decide I'm doing a gig because I love it, the money, or opportunity.
Oh, I like that.
Has to sit somewhere in there, right?
Yeah, okay.
I like it to hit 2. But if it just hits money and I don't know where my next mortgage payment's coming from, I get the feeling that my audience, who, like you say, I've got a great relationship with, will give me grace on the odd ad here and there that perhaps isn't as good as the others.
Yeah, I think that's really insightful. And actually, as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking, you know what it is? It's because I feel like my background was sales. It was TV. It was very much interactive kind of sales TV, hard selling. I know I have the capability to sell anything.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to take advantage of people who may be vulnerable and open to that. So I think actually it's maybe a way of how I'm doing it. So I think actually it's just delivering, this is what it does, and just thinking about the language I'm using, because I can't help but feel otherwise.
So that's what I was
don't want
talking
you to spend your money on something that, you know what I mean? That but then also there might be someone out there that goes, actually, that's exactly what I need. That's where it's a change in thinking. But yeah, I mean, there's got to be people in other lines of work that feel like they've sold out.
Like, I mean, I'm thinking of, not everybody who does this job is a sellout, but there may be some people who have gone into teaching.
Right.
That's often like, you know, that awful phrase where people go, those who
hate
can
that.
do and those who can't teach.
Yeah.
Like, that's awful and absolutely untrue. But I think there'll be some teachers out there who are like, I don't know if this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I certainly felt a bit like that when I was teaching. Do you know what I mean? I love teaching, but I was like, I don't know if this is really...
Yeah.
I feel like I've just sort of slipped into something
Yeah.
that anybody with an English literature degree, it's literally the first thing they think of. I'll probably teach English.
Right. What a privilege to be able to do something you love.
Yeah.
And authentically
And I
love.
am so grateful that that's where... I mean, there's bits about my job I don't love, but the freedom and the way that I'm able to contribute to the family economy, being able to work from home, being able to pick up the kids and drop them off, like being able to write for a living,
Yeah.
being able to perform for a living.
Yeah.
I love that I get to do this. I think is what, like, think about lawyers who like went into it with this really like heroic sort of, I'm going to go and like do good things,
Yeah.
but then end up like in corporate law or something.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with corporate law, but I'm just trying to think of those people. It's like, thought they were going to be one thing, and then they've gone the other way because the need to fund their lifestyle and keep themselves safe and secure has sort of overtaken it.
So I suppose in a way it's kind of saying, okay, well, if you sold out now, but have you still got your eye on the prize of where you'd like to be? So
Maybe.
the journey.
Yeah, it's all a journey, not
Right.
the end game.
Okay, cool. I
Maybe
like
that's what it is.
I feel like that was a really nice little therapy session. Thank
It
you.
was. Listen, this is what we're here for.
Thanks. Am I the only one? That's what I want to know. Do you feel the same? Let us know.
So we're coming to the end of our first episode, Emma.
Oh, it's flown by.
Flown by, time flies when you're having fun. Right, so next week's topic.
Fucking hell. I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week. I didn't know I was going to talk about this week.
Our favourite thing about this podcast is audience contributions.
Massively. I don't want to. I mean, I can't imagine anything worse than sitting and listening to like. Are we middle class?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we
I think
are.
it'd be disingenuous for us to identify as anything else.
That's
So
the
our
therapy
favourite
talking.
thing is
Yeah.
audience contributions, and that's what we're hoping is what makes this podcast a little bit different to other podcasts, because we
Yeah.
want to hear your voices. So we have set up a WhatsApp, and there is an email. We prefer the voice notes on WhatsApps, and we would like you to contribute to next week's topics. So my topic for next week,
Yeah.
it's going to set the cat amongst the married pigeons.
Oh gosh.
I want to talk about why you're never the only one who worries about the fact that they're not having enough sex. Because
Right.
I worry about that a lot. No, scratch that. I used to worry about that a lot.
Right.
I used to worry, you know how people like conflate a good relationship with a really good sex life?
Yeah.
But then I think you get into like 15, 16, 17 years of marriage.
Yeah.
And sex is important, but it is not nearly as important as you think it is. Anyway, that's my view. I want to know how much sex you're having and the context. I need to know whether you're married or young or old or in a relationship or polyamorous. I want to know everything. And I want to know how you feel about the amount of sex you're having.
Yeah.
And I also want to know how much sex you're having.
Yeah.
I want to know all about the sex, because I think we need to air this out. I think we need to make everybody realise I don't think anybody's having as much sex as they think they are, especially people our age with small children. I don't think anybody's having any
Do you
sex.
think there'll be any men listening to this podcast? Do you think we'll get any men?
Johnny and Jimmy.
Johnny, you kidding? Johnny didn't even follow me on Instagram.
Hang on a minute. So we thought Cat and Emma would make a great TV show, but
Yeah.
Johnny and Jimmy,
Oh god.
that's a title in itself, isn't
It
it?
just sounds like two penises to me, doesn't it? I don't know. There's something about it that sounds like two dicks. Big dick, Johnny, big dick. Big
Oh,
dick.
controversial.
Well, yeah.
We call Jimmy. Oh, no.
I don't know about Jimmy, but all I know is he gives big dick energy.
Well, he does, but tiny balls.
So's Johnny.
No.
Small. It all went to the shop.
We call him ball teasers.
No. They are going to hate us. It's a really good thing that they don't know. Jimmy, sorry, you're probably listening. There's not a chance
No way
you'll hear this.
he might have listened to the first 5 minutes. He gave up after that. Anyway, I want to know all about your sex lives. I want to know how you feel about it. I want anything and everything to do with your sex life on a voice note. We can keep it anonymous. We can get an actress to read it out. We won't. It'll probably just be one of us, but
Judi
you never
Dench.
know. Oh yeah, we could get Judy.
We'll get Judy. We'll get
I'll
Judy.
give her a call after this.
Yeah, give her a buzz.
So yeah, sex.
That's great. And that's going to make, I have to say, you might think, what's the point? But actually, going back to what you said, Kat, you are never the only one. This is about us just, feeling that we can relate to each other, normalising stuff like this.
Yeah.
So, you're doing it, you're doing a service.
100%.
Yeah, exactly. So good question, Kat.
I'm
I like
waiting for my medal to arrive through the post.
I like it.
Your turn.
All right, okay. I've thought of one. All on my own. Definitely didn't get this idea from you, Kat. No. So do you know what? I was going to talk to you about this because I had a bit of a friends moment. Ross, when he tries to put his leather trousers
Put your
back
leather
on.
trousers on.
They're spray on anyway. But after the summer of content
Yes.
that I've had, it's been wonderful. I struggled to get these on today, and I'm kind of okay with it because I've worked a lot on this whole kind of like body neutrality thing,
Got it.
and this is going to be a little bit controversial, but I think I'd quite like to talk about that actually.
Yeah.
About whether you're never the only one who actually doesn't honestly love their body.
Yeah. Because we all say we do, don't we?
Yeah, and we're all on this body positivity movement.
Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Nothing wrong with that at all. But let's discuss those lines between body positivity, body neutrality, and body negativity.
Yeah. Especially interesting with all the Ozempic and Wegovy stuff going on as well. So
my God.
I think there's lots to talk about that. Like, are we all as comfortable with our body as we profess to be?
There you go. That's it. So I guess that is the question. So you're never the only one who doesn't truly love their body. Your thoughts on that?
So if you've got anything that you want to tell us about how much sex you're having, or whether you truly love and are comfortable with your body, then you can email us at you'renevertheonlyone@gmail.com or send us a voice note, and that's what we really love, on 07457 402 704. We'll put all that information in the show notes. If, you never know, I'll probably put it on a ticker thing down here if I'm clever enough. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. Until next week, people, it is now time to shut down this auditory den of iniquity.
That's amazing because my stomach's starting to rumble and I'm just thinking about that boiled egg in my pocket.
Oh, God. Great. So I'm about to enjoy that.
I've really enjoyed myself, by the way.
Did
It
you?
is quite exhausting.
I'm quite exhausting.
It's just generally, it's quite kind of like,
Listen,
because sometimes I forget that we're on a podcast and I'm enjoying
we're
myself,
chatting.
and then I go.
I know there've been a couple of times where I've sort of not answered, thinking that'll be the sting, that where we put the intro and and you just kept talking.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about
No, it's
that.
fine. I'll just edit you out. I can't remember where we were.
You-
Okay, so that's
I
it.
think we're ending. aren't we? I think
We
we're
ended it.
finishing
Jesus, I tell you what, next week we'll figure out a better way to end it. But for now,
Okay.
this is it. Bye.
Fucking hell, that's scraping the barrel. Just remember,
Jingle.
you're never the only one.
The things I say and do aren't always what I mean. I'm neither saint nor sinner, I'm somewhere in between. This world is complicated, everything moves so quick. You're lying to yourself if you think that you got it licked. Everybody knows you're never the only one. You're never the only one. Don't live inside your shame, 'cause everybody makes mistakes. Oh.
You're Never the Only One was created by me, Kat Sims, and written and presented by myself and Emma Nicolet. Producers are Anna Dixon and Hannah Twigg at YMU London, and all music is written and performed, especially for You're Never the Only One, by Hot Salad.
Go us home.